Gigantamax Snorlax is coming to Pokemon Go, and it could potentially be the hardest Gigantamax Pokemon we've ever faced due to a lot of random reasons. So I'm going to go through on how to beat it today, as it's going to come out in a couple of weeks. I want to get a video out in advance so you can get your counters ready, because let's be honest, it's very expensive to power up your Dynamax Pokemon, so make sure to like, subscribe, also join the Discord, link in description and comments. So let's just get straight into it. So Saturday, April 19th, till 2 till 5 PM, it will be Gigantamax Snorlax Battle Day, with the max particle collection limit being increased to 1600, so you get to do 2 for free. Quarter adventuring distance to receive max particles, 2 times max particles for exploration. Power spots will refresh more frequently, so it's every 30 minutes. 8 times max particles from power spots, 2 additional special trades, and these will not be available afterwards like the birds were. So, which means you have to kind of wait for these to come back again, kind of like the Kanto starters. Right, obviously there will be a ticket for $4.99 of your equivalent currency, for 1 max mushroom, 25k XP, and the bonuses of 2 times XP from max battles, and 5,600 particle collection on it, which lets you do a couple more ones for free. Right, here's the counters that you kind of want to have. So for DPS, obviously, you want to have fighting types. Now, this is obviously planned out because we know Gigantamax for a champ is coming to the game, but we're slotting in one more Gigantamax beforehand, so you're going to have to invest in some fighting types like Machamp, Phalanx, Persimmon, or potentially Dynamax Urshifu if it releases beforehand. I'm unsure if it will, but if it does, use that over Machamp. So, if you don't want to use Machamp, I recommend using Persimmon over Phalanx because it is slightly stronger. Persimmon will debut just beforehand, so it might take a little bit more particles, so it's up to you. I do want to save my Machamp candy for the Gigantamax, so I've already invested in a Machamp ages ago, so I'm just going to use that. Right, tanks. This is a very, very strange thing to tank for because of the moveset, and we'll talk about that in a bit. But the things I recommend will be Blissey, Gengar, Excadrill, Lapras, Blastoise, or Venusaur. You'll notice that there is a absolute variety of them, because I just chose any high HP or defense Pokemon in no particular order. I personally will be using Blissey. My team will be, my attacker will be Machamp. I will have Gengar and Blissey as tanks, and then as my support will also be Blissey as a healer. Right, here's your strategy. Don't use charged moves, as even if they're super effective, because they charge less overall. Just focus on tapping. Right, shield up on the first max, depending on who is your shielder on the team. Make sure to allocate whoever the shielder is, so make sure to find your group of 4. It may be difficult in large groups, but if you want to try and get all the way to the end without losing all your Pokemon, it might be best trying to coordinate it. If you're on low amounts of people, make sure to shield up, even if you're not have like a tank overall. Gigantamax Pokemon hit like an absolute truck. Stay on your tank to rack up the damage, then switch. Particularly Gengar is really, really good for energy generation, both Dynamax and Gigantamax, but unfortunately they will not be in raids beforehand, and we'll go through what is available soon. And as for your healer, definitely use a Chansey if you're going to have one. I will be the healer for my team because I have a level 51 with a level 3 max spirit. So, let's go through the potential moves for Snorlax, because it's a bit all over the place. Hyper Beam, Body Slam, Earthquake, Heavy Slam, Outrage, Skull Bash, and Superpower. So it has normal moves, ground moves, steel moves, dragon moves, and fighting type moves, which I think is absolutely insane. The weakest combination of those moves is Body Slam and Heavy Slam DPS wise. So if you end up using an Excadrill for a tank, you might be well off there. So yeah, you could be in trouble depending on what you have, because the reason that I said I might not use Excadrill when I wanted to, because if it has superpower and I'm trying to use it as a tank, it will just get obliterated instantly. So depending on what your tank is and what your like RNG is for what type of attack you do for Gigantamax Snorlax, it's gonna be all over the place. Right. Now let's talk about what will be available. Now this video is being recorded on the 25th, but I'm going to release it on the 30th, I believe, because there's a couple of videos I want to get up beforehand. So by then, Dynamax Squirtle, Krabby, Chansey, Scorbunny, and Squavit will be available, with Squirtle and Chansey being the best options there, because they could be decent tanks. Now, April 7th, will be Dynamax, Caterpie, Machop, Drawber, and Wooloo, and Phalanx. You'll want Drawber as maybe your tank, and Phalanx and Machop as your DPS. And April 14th, the last rotation beforehand, will be all of the correct counters. It will be Machop, Persimmon, and Phalanx. All of them will be decent DPS. I believe Persimmon will be debuting during this week, so it might be worth getting one if you don't want to use a Machamp. Right, here's a little free-to-play tip. Make sure to collect your particles the day beforehand on the Friday, so you can get yourself a couple extra battles. There will be, obviously, a free research branching out where you can get encounters with a Dynamax Machop for free, as well as some candies and max particles. I think you could save those for the actual event, so you can maybe claim more and maybe get 1 or 2 more raids done. We'll see what happens. Right, if you want to get loads of Stardust and XP, and you're willing to spend some coins, double your rewards. Use a Lucky Egg, use a Star Piece, spend 200 coins, it will get you so much. Honestly, I think during Kingler Raid Day, I think I did almost 2 million Stardust in a day. It was ridiculous. So yeah. Also, after you've done raiding, keep every single one of them and mirror trade them for a potential lucky, because you can save yourself some Stardust. Right, let's get to the real meat and potatoes before we finish the video. Is this thing actually going to be worth your time? Is it going to be useful? Now, at the end of the day, not really. It's not really a useful Gigantamax, but it is worth it for the actual rewards, and also it just looks amazing and has a good shiny. Usefulness-wise, it's a decent tank, a decent healer due to the HP stat, but it's just outclassed by Chansey. But it won't have the major coverage that people are talking about because, well, your Gigantamax move is dictated by the actual Gigantamax Pokemon itself. Unlike Dynamax Pokemon, where your fast moves dictate what type you have, every Gigantamax Pokemon has like a signature move. So Snorlax's one will be a pure normal move, meaning that it's not going to be that great. There are just much better neutral type Gigantamax attackers out there. So I recommend raiding it for the rewards. Do I recommend doing loads for it? If you like Snorlax like I do, then I'll be doing a bunch. But I don't recommend spending loads on it unless you just want the rewards, then go ahead. You're not going to get anything useful out of it, but here's your best guide on how to do it. There'll be a Dynamax Entei guide coming in a couple of days, so you guys can be prepared for that one as well, because that one will be a bit easier than this Snorlax. So much like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.